Like, when's the update? When's the update? When's the update? When's the update?
But
my thought is, I go both ways on it, because my first thought with where's the update, I'm like, well, you've kind of set them up for this by vlogging constantly and be worried about them. But then the other side of it is, you don't owe these people anything.
No.
Like, who are they? You don't owe them an explanation, or you don't owe them updates. You owe them nothing.
Nothing. But if you don't, there goes your views. There goes your sponsors. There goes all that money that you work so hard to video yourself and put yourself out there for everybody to see. Gone.
Here's a question for you. Is marriage overrated?
Why aren't people getting married anymore?
A new Pew Research poll found that 2 in 5 young adults think marriage is an outdated tradition.
Marriage rates are at their lowest right now.
Is marriage really even worth it?
More than half of marriages end in divorce.
If you get married, you have to be stuck with this person for the rest of your life, right? That's why you get married. So that's why it's declining. Why would you get married if you want to have just one partner when you can have multiple?
Marriage is stupid.
Welcome to the Married AF podcast, the self-proclaimed greatest marriage and relationship podcast in the world. We're your hosts, Matthew and Monica Powers, episode 109 from our brand new spot, which I take about 0.5% of credit for. This was all you. It looks incredible.
0.5%?
Down here, I take 0.5% credit.
0.5%.
And that's it, because I helped, put lights up, and that's about it.
I mean, you did buy the chairs, the tables, when we were at our old house.
Yes, but this is officially moved into a great spot where we can just come in, we can hit buttons, we can just go. So if there's something hot, something on our mind, something that's like, hey, we have to talk about this now, it's an easy walk downstairs to the basement.
We put on some mascara and lipstick. And
throw it on, and let's go. So hopefully you enjoy our new spot. I love the new spot. It is awesome. We finally have all of our stuff back, or most of our stuff back. So this is awesome. Great job.
Well, we didn't even really have much of this stuff at the old house.
No, we had it
out.
We had it just when we were at our desks in our office, just trying to make it work the best we could. But now this is much more cozy, much more relaxing, much more us compared to what we had before. So I'm so pumped to be here. But we're going to dive into episode 109 of this idea and phenomenon that you've captured and said, hey, this is something, it's something
it
you grabbed a hold of. And like, hey, this is something I think that has some traction. We need to talk about this because it's more and more and more. But it's this idea of family vloggers.
I didn't really know that was a thing until I started watching documentaries.
And what was the one we watched? An update on our family. I think it was kind of the one that kickstarted it a little bit. And so this will carry over a couple episodes, because it started with this idea of family vlogging, but has led into a deeper dive into some things that we're going to look into.
Because you hadn't seen any, I'd already maybe saw one episode of something, and I said, I have to stop. Matthew has to watch this with me. This made my blood boil because I didn't know it was such a phenomenon.
It is. It's huge.
There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of families videoing themselves constantly and their children. Whoa. And putting their entire lives out for everybody to watch. It's almost like it's a reality show.
A little bit. It is closer to reality than what reality television is. That's for sure.
Yes.
But I think this has captured a lot of people because of the popularity of reality TV.
Right.
They're like, well, I mean, I don't have a camera crew following me around, but thanks to technology and cameras and YouTube and social media, I've got all this access right at my fingertips. And this has now become even more popular than network reality television.
Yes. And it's more of a YouTube thing. I know that they have socials and do all of those things where you can like subscribe, whatever platform it is.
Right.
But YouTube is where they're, I guess, getting all of their followers and their viewers.
Yes.
And when I took a dive into this, I wanted to know how many there actually were. There is not a way to know.
Because there's just that many.
There's that many. And that blew my mind. Are people doing this in hopes that it's the influencer culture? Is that a thing? Is culture? Is that the right word for it?
It is. I think that there's this idea that, well, it worked for them, maybe it can work for me.
I guess so.
And
let's go viral so we can
let's
be
go
famous.
viral, and so we can be famous, so we can make money, so we don't have to work per se, even though it looks like this is a lot of work, probably even more work than actually going to a job. But there's an opportunity to make a ton of money in this space. But the cost that is associated to that long term to your family, your relationship, your children. I guess the biggest question to ask is it worth it?
Well, if you're making up to, and it's probably exceeding this amount for sure, but $150,000 per month.
Well, and I'm sure there's some that exceed that. Like the documentary we watched, it was Myka and James Stauffer.
The Stauffers.
Stauffer. That's kind of what took hold. And we know that at their peak, they were making $150,000
or more
a month.
And that comes from ads, sponsors, how many views, like the ads per view. And all the things in research I've done on this, ads are not even a big portion. Yes, you can make money off of that, but that's not, because the more views you have, the more ads will pop up. These people are making money from sponsors. From
brand deals. Like this video is sponsored by whoever.
Mm-hmm.
AKA Diet Coke, if you ever, just saying. But
Boston Red Sox.
Yes.
Just saying.
But yeah, there's a lot of money to be made there. But I guess the bottom line is it worth it? When I was watching it and kind of going through it, initially, and I feel like this is most people, probably not all, but most, it starts just as very harmless. I'm just going to share my life. And my initial thought is, who cares? Like, who really wants to watch your life? But
now think about it. We are to be on to have a YouTube, to have a podcast, to you speaking on Sundays. For us to be such private people, there's a lot of information about us out there.
Yes.
You could probably do a deep dive and find all the careers that I've had, or that we own a business, the name of the business, where do we live? That's public records,
easy information to be found.
Yeah, because I even have a website that I look up people and I get their phone numbers, their address, their emails. Don't make me mad. So, it's crazy, but we don't feel like, and honestly, we're not the people, we don't watch reality TV. We don't care.
Well,
it's not that, no, I don't care. But once it turns into a documentary, it's like, oh, you've got my attention.
Well, and the reason it's a documentary is because something went down.
Something went wrong.
Something went wrong.
Now, we are not the people who would have a camera crew following us around, and probably should, because the amount of crazy things that happen, people would not believe and would go, how are you still standing?
Yeah, what the heck happened there?
But when our kids were little and kid YouTube started being a thing, we tried a little Cashmania.
Right.
For Cashman. You literally add IA to the end of his name. It is Cashmania, like WrestleMania. And he was obsessed with wrestling at that time. We thought it would be fun. The videos are cute and harmless. He liked The Walking Dead at a really young age. He wanted to hunt zombies, so we would play like we were hunting zombies. He would set up his little wrestling ring and have matches.
Well, and the thing about that is it was designed by him. He's like, this would be fun. It was like, okay, cool, whatever you want to do. It wasn't all right, well, I need to make sure, and we'll dive deeper into that maybe later in this one or future episodes with some of the others you want to talk about. But
I thought it was dumb.
Yes.
But I didn't continue. We had maybe 4 or 5. But what got Cash to want to do it was Ryan's Toy Review,
which is huge. I thought when I watched
everyone knows Ryan's Toy Review.
When I watched the thing, he's got nearly 40 million subscribers.
He is the number 3 of all time YouTube people. And I really thought Mr. Beast would be number 1. But number 2 above Ryan's Toy Review was Logan Paul,
yeah.
Logan Paul, then Ryan's Toy Review, then Dude Perfect.
Yep.
Good for you, Dude Perfect.
For real, Dude Perfect. That's
Keep
awesome.
it up. Keep Jesus moving forward, right? Make Jesus famous, not you, and look what happens.
Exactly. When you put him in the forefront, and that gets
And
into
this
this documentary
kind of
also.
shows
it
me,
will take us into the
okay,
future ones.
But these people that are doing this, they're constantly videoing themselves. And in years past, I have always said, maybe if people did have cameras following them all the time, they wouldn't act so stupid.
Well, and there is some truth to that. But, and what I noticed and just kind of researching it, is it starts out harmless where I'm just filming my day, and people will watch it to be like, oh, I can relate to that because I've gone through that too, or
those people start commenting,
or I'm a single parent, or we just had our first baby, or career, whatever it is, and it starts that way. And again, my thought was, nobody cares. But as I look at it, and people are subscribing and watching and commenting, you know what, people do care.
Yeah,
they really, really, really do care in a sense to where they're taking their time out of their day to watch it. Maybe it's just an escape. Maybe it's to learn something. Maybe it's to feel like I'm not the only one who's going through this, which is probably a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then as it grows and power becomes involved and money becomes involved, then it becomes more of, I want to just share my life. And I feel like we're strong enough where if that were to ever happen to us, we wouldn't get to that point, because our whole goal with this podcast or anything we do is if it can help somebody in some way, then it's a win.
It's not about us.
If God wants this and he's going to use it, he's going to take it and he's going to distribute it to where it needs to be. And the moment he's decided he's done, our prayer has constantly been, if it's done, end it. We're okay with it. Whatever you decide is what I want. But again, when power and money become involved, it's easy to say one thing, but when you're starting to make that type of money, it changes things.
It does.
Unfortunately, money does change people.
We've seen that in every type of religion. So
Totally.
It's not just a religious thing or a religion. And I feel like that's a bad way to claim what you are, because I don't like to claim a religion. Yes, we're considered Christian because we are followers of Jesus. If that were a category, that would be the only category.
Yeah, it is. Christian is followers of Jesus. That's where Christian came from. But now you have all these different denominations because so-and-so disagreed with so-and-so about something in the Bible, and they all branched off. People will ask all the time, what denomination is your church? And it's non-denominational, and it's like, oh, it's one of those. I don't
even know what that means.
I always just
it's one of those.
say our denomination is Jesus. That's it. He's the only thing that matters. Our opinions and our thoughts and our wants and desires are secondary to whatever is going on with Jesus and what his plan is. So I don't care how I feel about it or anyone else does. If that's what it is, that's what we submit to, which I know can be controversial for a lot of people.
Yes. So these vloggers, sometimes, it starts out that innocent way.
It did. And with the Stauffers, is it Stauffers? Stauffers, I think of the
Stauffers
things,
is the
things
food.
you cook, the food. Stauffers. When it started out with them, she was a single mother, documenting that, met her husband, got married, had kids, and it just became huge from having kids. And they're videoing everything. And what I noticed about these vloggers is the videos they post every day, sometimes multiple times a day, but at least once a day. The videos are usually 10 to 15 minutes long, and that's it. So, but I'm thinking, how much content are they having to film and then go back and watch and edit and put together to put it out there?
And how long did it take you to make those kids do what you wanted them to do?
Take 1, take 2, take 20 to finally get the shot that we were wanting to get.
To make it look like everything is all sunshine and rainbows. But they get so involved in putting it out there. We got to put it out there for the viewers. The viewers need to see it.
The viewers, the commenters, the viewers, our people.
They're videoing, and they're so maybe self-involved, that they don't get out and do all the things in real life, like have friends, community.
Like real, true community.
Yes, because this is what I've noted about their community, as in the vlogger world. They feel as if their viewers are really there for them. Like they have their backs. I'm going to put, no matter what I put out there, they're going to lift me up. They're going to help me get through this bad time because they have their viewers to help them get through it.
Which are, in a sense, yes, but those people are only there
because
for
they
what
like
you
to look at their comments and see what they say about
Well, yes,
them.
but the viewers and the commenters, those people are only there because of what you're providing them. They really don't care. And as we get more into the story, you can see they really don't care about that. And ultimately, that's sad that you're living for the commenter and the viewer rather than for actual true community who will walk with you through the fire. Because this family went through fire. And as I watched it, well, they did. But still, some of the backlash that they received from it,
not necessary.
Not the extent of it, not at all justified. So I mean, they had 3 kids. They go to adopt a kid from China, and Huxley. The kid's name's Huxley, and they go through that, and it's a special needs kid, and it's really, 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 really difficult.
So having babies and or adoption of a child is clickbait.
Huge.
Clickbait. I can't even say it.
Clickbait. That's the word you're looking for. But it is.
That's crazy. They might not even want all these kids.
No, but the thought
they're
is
having them because their viewers like it.
And it's the addiction to the dopamine hit of
how many people comment.
Our views are slipping. Our comments are slipping. Our brand deals may be slipping. I know what helps fix this because it's worked before. We got to have another kid, or we got to adopt a kid, or we have to have something, some huge life event, so that way we can get the views up, we can get the commenters up, and we can feel like we are worthy and feel like we have value again.
Well,
all based off that.
The adoption one is a big process. So the amount of content that you can produce and put out, that people who are also trying to adopt, maybe they're going through the same thing and want to relate to other people.
And that's where those videos can be really helpful.
It can be, until it's not. Because you are, it's like they went for this kid. Of course, they were doing this strictly for views and all the wrong reasons. I guess I didn't follow. I don't know. They don't have anything else out in the world for their kids, as in a YouTube channel. But my question is usually the opposite of what everybody else is saying, because they were all about their kids and what their kids were doing, and then it turned into the kid they're getting from China.
Yes,
it's like they forgot about their 3 kids.
What the documentary showed was and they said it, Huxley, the adopted kid from China, became the main character and the star because it
got
raised views.
It got views. And I don't know how long the process is to adopt a child, because we always said we were not having kids. If we were having kids, we were just going to adopt.
Just going to adopt. It was going to be a
we're gonna go
17-and-a-half-year-old shortstop from the Dominican. Maybe a power-hitting left fielder, a big, tall, left-handed flamethrower. Something like that. It's just a joke, people.
Well, no. We actually looked into it.
We looked into Dominican,
because
but not.
Somebody said something, hey, you might be onto something. And this was way before Blindside. And I said, what would that even look like to adopt? So I looked. You got to live there for 6 months.
It's
you got to
process.
Speak their native language. You have to do all these cultural things, which I think is amazing.
I think it's incredible because ultimately it will weed out those who are not in it for the right reasons.
Exactly.
If you're going to go through all of that, you really, really want it. Mm-hmm. And ultimately that's what's going to be best for the child, is to go to a place that they are really loved and wanted and, can be valued.
So once I don't know if it happened before they got, I feel like it did. They were doing a lot of sponsor stuff, but once the adoption started, it went through the roof.
It exploded.
But another thing that I also noticed was from where they started this channel in 2014, the difference in their clothes, how she presented herself, like she was just this cute little girl. I mean, she was very beautiful, but from where it started to where it ended in 2020,
The money.
I mean, she was a lot more blonde. She had lashes, and that seems to be a recurring thing for all of these.
Which, I mean,
Sure.
you have money and you get new things and you do things to make you look good and feel good. But there can be overboard, and there can be too much of that.
But to keep all of those things, you got to figure out what the next thing is. And that was their adoption
I got to be able to
process.
keep up the lifestyle.
Yes. So once they got the kid, they showed the video of them getting to China, and they took their kids, meeting this kid and going there to take him home. Now, we actually have a friend that actually adopted from China. I think it was China.
Mm-hmm.
And their process was similar, but they adopted an older child. I mean, I think he was maybe 5 or 6.
Right.
They knew exactly what they were doing. And this was about their 5th child.
Yep.
And it wasn't because they couldn't have kids, because they already had 4. That was just where God was leading them.
They just felt like this is what we were supposed to do.
And it wasn't documented where, hey, here's my thing. Now, we did help raise money because of the adoption. Adoption is stupid expensive.
It's very expensive.
But they didn't have an issue with money. They even went and thought, okay, well, we got this one. I think we're going to adopt again.
Mm-hmm.
Clickbait.
It is. It's total clickbait.
But instead, they started looking at more kids to adopt. Like, going through a catalog. I want that one. That's so horrible. I couldn't imagine. It's like going to the Humane Society, looking at all the dogs and cats, going,
That's the one for me.
I don't know about that one. That's just so sad. It makes me think of, I want to say, Trouble for some reason is jumping out. It's a movie. The redheaded kid, he was very terrible. The guy from Cheers is the dad. Oh my God.
Woody Harrelson? Ted
No.
Danson?
No. Is it Cheers? No, it's Three's Company. I'm sorry. Not Cheers.
Chevy Chase?
No.
I don't know.
The guy that was he was the roommate to the girls. He passed away.
Oh, John Ritter?
Yes. He was the dad. The kid was a horrible kid. It was almost like he looked just like Chucky, but he was at an orphanage and they had him all in glass boxes so they could go in and
just pick
out a kid. And he's like, I'll take that guy. He looks great. And they're like, you don't want that one.
Yeah.
That's just.
It's.
So they're starting to look at other kids. But instead of adopting a second kid, what else is clickbait?
Pregnancy.
She gets down like she's proposing to him.
It was very, very weird. And again, it was all for views.
Yeah.
It was, let me make this a spectacle for the views. So more people will watch. So more people, because when they would tease this stuff, like huge announcement coming this day, big announcement, breaking news, to get more people interested. Which
Of
I
course,
understand
everybody
it.
does that.
I understand it.
I think we've done that.
Huge announcement
Maybe.
coming. Maybe, I don't know.
I can't keep secrets.
No, you're bad at them. But that's what they did. So now instead of adopting a second one,
She's pregnant.
she's pregnant, and this will be kid number 5. So it looks like they put the adoption on hold of the second one, which is probably the best thing. They
Yeah,
had
with
the
her
baby.
being pregnant. But in the process of with her being pregnant and the kid that they adopted having special needs, that they complained about because they weren't made aware of. Well, you don't really know.
No, you don't. But one thing in the adoption process that they did is because during the process they checked like, hey, if the kid is this, yes or no, yeah, would you consider or not? They said, yeah, everything. Doesn't matter what it is, everything. So when you do that, you make that decision of, okay, doesn't matter who the kid is.
You said it does not matter.
It does not matter. But turns out maybe that's not necessarily the case.
So in that, I guess the process of her being pregnant and this kid being extremely, I guess needy's a bad word, but he was 3 years old.
He needs a lot of attention.
He needs a lot of attention. On top of the other 3 kids you have, you were pregnant with another one. Of course, life's going to be chaotic. And putting all of that on video.
Constant video. Like they had a miscarriage and they videoed the ride to the hospital. They videoed moments after they got home to tell about it, to tell the people about it.
I'm sorry you haven't been on in
4 hours.
4 hours. But we had a miscarriage.
I mean, that's the type of stuff that's
what?
That's deeply personal stuff that you need to be able to properly grieve.
Process all of the emotions.
And not the thought process
but
shouldn't be,
again,
I got to get this out there to my viewers.
My viewers need to know this.
Well, and the viewers were even through the adoption and everything that you see, the viewers are constantly like, when's the update? When's the update? When's the update? When's the update? But my thought is, I go both ways on it. Because my first thought with, where's the update? I'm like, well, you've kind of set them up for this by vlogging constantly and be worried about them. But then the other side of it is, you don't owe these people anything.
No.
Like, who are they? You don't owe them an explanation or you don't owe them updates. You owe them nothing.
Nothing. But if you don't, there goes your views. There goes your sponsors. There goes all that money that you work so hard to video yourself and put yourself out there for everybody to see.
So again, the question, is it worth it?
But when they first got him, they were putting out content, stuff where they were getting sponsors, so many infant type of sponsors where that's money. Hey, we're sending you this. Can you do a video? Sure. Send me money.
Yep. Send me the product. Send me the money. I'll shoot a couple videos for you.
They started removing him from videos.
And then they took all old videos down. Like they cut them out.
They started getting negative comments like, where's Huxley? What has happened to this child? Are you abusing him? I mean, the comments were so horrific. And now she was also going on there and deleting comments that people were putting on there. Where is he? Where is he?
Which I'm a huge red flag.
Yeah, that should tell you
start
something.
Deleting comments. It's a huge red flag of, okay, there's something deeper going on here is probably not okay. And when you put your life completely out there for the public, for everyone to see and scrutinize, you do, again, you don't owe them anything, but you kind of do owe them something because you've set this atmosphere for this type of behavior.
Yeah, I mean, 90% of their content was him.
And then he's just...
And then it was...
poof, gone, up and vanished like a fart in the wind.
That means views are down. What are you going to do? But then, because they had so much hate about it, she was on Think Media. They did a video.
Yes, which is a huge organization.
They had 500,000 followers or subscribers, I should say, on YouTube. And I've learned a lot from them. But they did a video interview, and it was just a random question that usually does not get the answer that they got.
Well, the question is, what is the biggest mistake you've learned from in vlogging?
Most people would have said lighting, setup, stuff like that.
The length of videos, the amount of videos, the types of videos, but not Myka, not her. What was her answer? What's the biggest mistake you've learned in this vlogging career?
Adoption is hard. It's not what you necessarily think it is. Something to that.
And she just goes on to explain how hard it has been since they adopted this child from China with special needs. And you can see the guy from Think Media who asked the question. You can see immediately how uncomfortable he is. Like, oh my, is she actually saying this? Like, is this real right now?
Like, ended the thing. It was, what is happening? That's not something you ever say out loud. Okay. She said it.
Now, you can talk about the struggles, but not, this was a huge,
this was the worst thing I've ever done.
Biggest mistake I've ever made.
Well, after that, the Stauffers, just the husband and wife, released a video.
Like a while after she
year?
had, maybe. He had been with them for a little over 2 years at this point. So, yeah, it may have been around a year. So I can't remember the exact timeline. But she had since deleted all his videos.
All of Huxley's
all
stuff.
of her new videos were cleaning videos and just anything else that was not anything related to him or the adoption or anything that's going on. And that's when people are really like, what the heck is going on?
To the point where they were calling the police department because everybody knew where she lived. She told everybody that. Obviously, it's public record. But they were doing wellness checks.
Which, again, some of the things that were told to them were like the worst. I mean, death threats. One of the death threats was, I'm going to hunt you down and slit your children's throats. Uncalled for.
Absolutely.
There's nothing someone can do that justifies that type of behavior.
No. Those poor kids had nothing to do with her issues.
No, and even if that's not
okay.
it. That's not it.
But this video was an update on Huxley. I have her quote.
And it is so staged and planned. I mean, they're both sitting in the perfect spot, both wearing plain white shirts.
Lighting is perfect, and
so, but they begin to go on to we understand an update on Huxley, and here's the update. And this comment was,
we love him so much, and just start crying. And we cared for him. And I was like, oh, cared. Okay. This is straight from her mouth. Numerous medical professionals have felt that he needed more. And they found somebody that they felt would be ultimately the best fit. He is now with his new forever family.
So they basically gave the kid back.
They did that video to tell everybody they gave him away.
Gave him away. Put him up for adoption because it was so hard. And again, I get that can be difficult. When you adopt a child, when you have your own child, there can be needs and things that you didn't expect. Things happen. And it can be overwhelming and hard and can put strains in every aspect of your life. But
you rehomed a child that you adopted. That is what you do to a pet.
When
you are moving across the country or to somewhere where you can't take a pet, or if someone you were taking care of has passed away and you need to do something with their pet because you can't take them, you got to rehome them.
And I get that this happens with children and they're put up for adoption and all of that. And there's reasons for it, and we won't get into all that. But this one, and one of the commenters from the documentary, she was great, but she had talked about how damaging it is for the child. That the child, whenever they're put up for adoption, they're told they're not worthy, they don't have value, they're not loved, they're not cared about. They're told all those things. And she said, and then they get adopted where they're told, you are loved and you are worthy and you're worth it. And she said, and then to put that kid up for adoption again just tells them again, no, you weren't worth it. You weren't worthy. You're not loved. You're not cared for. How devastating, and the trauma that can cause for
at such a young
child.
age. Now, what medical professional is going to tell you, give rid of this child?
A medical professional may say, this child needs more care. This child needs this. They're not going to say,
you're not doing enough. You got to do better.
I don't see doctors saying, hey, I think you need to give your kid up for adoption. That's where child services comes in and says, hey,
DHR.
we're going to take this child because you're not providing to them what you need. And I don't know that happened. I think they just did give it up and say, this was too hard. I don't know. It reminds me of Michael Scott when he walks into the office one day and tells Pam he's going to adopt a child. And Pam tells him, Michael, I think it takes like at least 6 months or so. And Michael says, I don't even know if I want a child in 6 months. It reminded me of that. This idea seems great and awesome and wonderful. We're going to do this. Wow, this was harder than I thought. I don't think I want to do this anymore. So just here you go. That's not, for me, that's not a type of commitment.
It's not like if you have a kid, you can put it back.
That's not the type of commitment that's just, that didn't work. Here you go. No, I mean, it's a full-on commitment. Like, you make a decision to do this, especially when you're going through the process saying, I don't care who the child is, what they look like, what needs they have, what they've been through, bring them to me because this is what I feel I'm supposed to do.
Well, this is what really irked me through the thing that got me on all of these to go, okay, they all have some stuff in common. And we'll be done. Using God and saying that they are praying for these things. That's just clickbait. I mean, for me, it's people saying things like this that are making other people go, yeah, I want to follow them because they're God-fearing people. I want good things to happen for them because God causes good things to happen for those.
All things to happen for good for those who love him.
Yes.
And he does. And she even talked about with the adoption. She said, she filmed a video. I prayed to the Lord about this and felt like this is where he was calling me to. And I asked him for a sign. And when I looked at his picture, there was something in the picture that was the sign from God. This was supposed to happen. And God shows up in unbelievable ways so much of the time.
Oh, yeah.
But we can't use God give me a sign to justify our wants because he doesn't work that way. God
He's
does not.
He's not a genie.
He is not there to be a genie in the bottle and fill every single one of our wants and desires. Everything.
He's not spiritual Santa Claus.
The Bible, exactly. The Bible says all we have to do is ask him and he will give it to us according to his purpose. Not ours. And that's what we can't grasp, that it is according to his purpose. Usually, he's not going to show up in the way that we thought or wanted to, but it's his way. And when we go back and look at it, it's always better than what we would have done anyway. So when she laid that out there, and knowing the outcome, I said, that definitely wasn't from God.
No.
You clearly misheard, if you even actually asked. I don't know, and I'm not going to speculate on that. Maybe she did. And maybe she wanted to will it to existence so badly
that
she
just
thought she wasn't
that was
actually hearing from the Lord in that. So, but you're right. That's just another way to help gain followers and grow the audience.
Yeah. I mean, that's just super irritating. But these family vloggers, their lifestyle, the vlogging lifestyle, can make you millions. Absolutely. Putting your life out there and opening your everything. I mean, especially your house up to the world. And when you do that, you're going to get ridiculed. You're going to get judged. And you will be picked apart in a million pieces because you let them into your life.
We're all open for or set up for criticism if we put ourselves out there at all.
Absolutely.
We're set up for criticism.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't like what we say.
That's fine.
Okay.
Because it just all goes back to be, who are you that you're deserved an explanation?
Yeah. But the question is, family vlogging can produce an insane amount of money.
And I also think it can do some real good. If you're in it for the right reasons and you are trying to share an experience that you had so others can realize they're not alone, because we're the most connected generations we've ever been, yet we're the most lonely we've ever been. So if you can do some good with it, and I think there are several out there who do probably a lot of good with it, but the power and the money, it changes people.
Is it worth it?
And you ultimately get left
yeah,
all by yourself.
Essentially.
Because when this happened,
they've been canceled.
When this happened, they've been canceled. Like, she's gone from social media, YouTube.
She still has
completely.
it, but hasn't put anything
There's
on there.
nothing. It's not there. But their community of followers, their other family vlogging friends that were being interviewed through this, asked, "Hey, did you ever reach out?" And one of them, she was like, "No, I didn't. I probably shouldn't have because I was scared of what may happen to me."
But I didn't.
They asked another couple about it, and the husband looks to the wife, said, "You need to be very careful with how you answer this."
Yeah, be careful. Be careful. What?
What that tells me is they were all surface level friendships.
Yes, they're not their community.
They were not people that were going to walk through difficult times with you, which is what ultimately we need more than anything.
And the one that you're talking about, the couple that are still family vloggers, they are a Christian base. They claim everything. I don't know what their religion is, and I have not looked them up yet, but don't think I'm not. Because this leads me to the closing here. It should make you wonder what God these people are worshiping. Is it views, subscribers, ad money, sponsors? Because if you're doing all of that to get the content and putting that before God, that is your God. I'm not fully sold on this vlogging thing because the more I looked into it, which will get us to our next episode.
Yeah, this only scratches the surface on that. But before you get into that, just when you're talking about what's your God, don't get me wrong, none of those things are bad.
No.
They're all can be great things, but you're right. When they become your idol and that's what you're worshiping, then it becomes bad because that's where all your focus is.
Because if you're putting God first, if you got Jesus number one, your spouse second, your kids third, your church four, and everything else behind that, it's all going to work out. It might not be how you planned it. Not once did I ever think anybody would listen to a thing that we have to say. Still don't know why they're listening, but thank you. I mean,
thank you. Thank you so much.
I hope you're finding Jesus in all the things that we are putting out there, because I don't care for us to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I still want to go to Walmart without makeup on and nobody know who I am. I want to go through an expensive antique store looking like a bum so people don't talk to me, try to get me to buy things. I want that life to continue.
I want to be able to go to Disney World, not be interrupted.
Yeah.
Just want to be able to do things.
I don't want to have security following us around because people are sending me death threats.
No. And at the end of the day, I mean, with this and hopefully anyone who does anything that's out there online, if we're to all go away tomorrow, how do you respond?
I continue living my life.
And right now, I can safely say if all this were to go away tomorrow, okay. It's like, all right, well, God, that was great.
Thanks.
What's next? I'm here for it.
One thing less to do.
Just direct me and order my steps and I'll follow.
Mm-hmm. But with all of that, with the putting God first, it made me wonder about other type of vloggers, because it starts out simple and innocent and then it's not.
It does. It gets
apparently that is something that happens to quite a few people.
Yes.
Not just family vloggers, but a lot of vloggers.
Yes.
But my concern was with the family, especially people that are pushing the Jesus or God or putting that out there. And that's a clickbait for a lot of people because people are gullible and they believe all these things. Now, on the next episode, we are going to another family vlogger who started out just as innocent as that. And they're not the only one, but it seems that there is a very common denominator. Now, the Stauffers are not in jail. They're not anything, but I feel like it was some type of abuse for that child that they adopted. Now, they put that child in front of their other children. So those other children were kind of getting abused, you know? Child abuse. So a big common denominator for these family bloggers when it gets to the point where they're having to answer questions, abuse, child abuse mostly, murder. They're either in prison, they get killed, or they get canceled. And the big one that is for me, whew, I love when people tell me the documentaries that I need to watch, because it seems like there's some kind of cult or religious thing with these families, and they always seem to end up in jail or in trouble. But the main one that is like the big hot topic right now, Ruby Franke, Jody Hildebrandt.
That will be our next episode.
Woo. But
Ruby Franke, Jody Hildebrandt.
But there's others that are tied in with them that make it's just mind blowing, because there's Lori Vallow. I don't think I'm saying that right. Anna Young, who was Mother God. Andrea Yates. She drowned her children in the bathtub. And let's not forget the way down herself, Gwen Shamblin.
We're going to dive a little deeper into those.
But Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt, you don't know anything about them just yet. We're about to go watch. There's 3 different documentaries.
Yeah, so I gotta.
I'm gonna need you to catch up.
I gotta brush up just a little bit on those, but that'll be our next episode, talking about Ruby, Franke, Jody Hildebrandt,
yes,
and just kind of looking again and trying to figure out why and how this happens, because it's definitely not the design of the Lord. No. He's not trying to let that happen at all. We want to follow His plan, His purpose for everything, for our relationships, for our children, for our families. So I'm interested to dive a little deeper into that. So the Stauffers just scratched the surface on how deep this goes and how bad
it opened our eyes to a whole new crazy world that I'm sure people know about it, but the ones that don't, beware.
Beware, absolutely. So that'll be our very next episode. Thank you for listening, for watching, and all of that. Any final thoughts from you?
We got to get you watching some documentaries.
I'm going to watch some documentaries. But before we go, I want to mention kingdomandwill.com.
Okay.
Our good friends at Kingdom and Will. Use Married AF as your promo code for 15% off.
Speaking of sponsors.
Exactly. Why not? Shout out Kingdom and Will. Because here's the reason why I'm okay with Kingdom and Will.
Tell me why.
Created with a simple conviction. Christian apparel should feel as meaningful as the message it carries. If we're going to wear scripture, it should be crafted with intention, excellent, and genuine care. We believe scripture changes lives. It strengthens faith, comforts the heart, and points people to Christ. For we wanted a way to carry those truths into everyday life clearly, confidently, and meaningfully. The idea is it's not just apparel, it's a daily reminder to make Him known. That's why I'm okay with it.
And only Him.
It's all about Him.
Jesus.
So visit kingdomandwill.com. They're awesome. We love them. Thank you guys for listening. Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
God, we love you. We are so thankful for what you do. We're thankful for this platform. It belongs to you and no one else. And we want to keep it that way. So just order everything that we do. We are guided by you. We're directed by you. And just let it reach the people that need to hear it. Everything is because of you, and our prayer is that people know you because of it, that their families grow stronger, their marriages grow stronger, their friendships grow stronger, and ultimately their relationship with you grows stronger. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Play ball.